Alright, without further ado, this is Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, any percent by Rasschla. Good luck!
Well, thank you, Tex, and welcome everybody to Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. And I would say we first start with a countdown because we have a 3-minute cutscene coming up, so we will have the time to explain everything. So can I have a countdown? In 3, 2, 1, go!
There was nothing about the starry sky that night
Woo!
to suggest that strange.
Well,
and
welcome
mysterious
to
things
Harry
would
Potter
surround
and the Philosopher's Stone. I was actually supposed to do
as
Harry Potter
unsuspecting
and
muggles slept.
the Chamber of
A
Secrets
huge
today.
motorbike with a giant
But
astride
unfortunately,
tumbled down from the
my
darkness.
race companion Kaetel
The giant
became sick, so she
left a
couldn't make it.
blanket-wrapped bundle on the doorstep of
And
number
that's
4
why we were
to
thinking,
dry.
like, what's a good solution to
Nestled in the
do?
bundle
I could do Harry Potter 2 alone, but we could also do maybe at
Harry
a later point
the
do
boy who lived.
an HP2 any percent race
For the next 11 years,
together
Harry lived with his
later.
dreadful
So I was
step-parents,
like,
the Dursleys.
sure, I can do HP1. It's a fun game.
Until that fateful day.
The only
when he
thing that
received a
I
letter
dislike
inviting
at this
him
point is
to
that
attend Hogwarts School of
I can't skip
Witchcraft
the
and
cutscenes.
Wizardry.
By the way, can the audio a little
Hagrid
bit
took
lower?
Harry to Diagon Alley to purchase a most unusual
Yeah,
list of
so
school supplies.
perfect.
While at Gringotts
So
was
in that case, I don't have to
Hagrid
scream
collected a
anymore in my
scruffy package
microphone.
from Vault 713.
But yeah, you can't skip
Mentioning to Harry
cutscenes,
that the
and
package,
there
whatever
will
it was,
be a
would be
lot of
safer
cutscenes
at
in this run.
Hogwarts.
But yeah, this
Soon
is
after,
Harry Potter and the
Harry
Philosopher's
caught the
Stone. For
Hogwarts Express from
us
platform 9
Europeans,
3/4
it's known
and
as the
left
Philosopher's
Muggle
Stone.
world far
And you have also
behind.
the American version, which is the Sorcerer's Stone.
Dumbledore stood up.
Now you would think that
This
wouldn't
term,
be
the
so
corridor on the
different,
third
but
floor is outbound to
actually
everyone who
the
does
two
not
versions
wish to
of the
suffer
game are
a most
kinda
painful death.
different. Like some skips are possible on only the
sat beneath
European
the sorting
version, and
post,
some skips
hoping that he
are
would
only
not be
possible
chosen for
on the
Slytherin
American
House over
version.
Gryffindor.
Well, actually, and because we are in the
Not
Netherlands,
Slytherin, eh?
we are
Said the
living in the
Huttleys.
superior country, and basically this is
It's
the
all here in
Philosopher's
your head,
Stone
and Slytherin will
made
help you on your way to
on the
greatness.
American version, so I can actually do everything
No.
the same as the American version, which is a good thing because the American version is the fastest version to do. So I'm actually the only Harry Potter runner who runs it on Philosopher's Stone who can run it on the fastest version. So I'm just really happy with that. So some mechanics in this game is walking backwards that speed up cutscenes.
Welcome to
You could
Hogwarts
not see it,
School of
but
Witchcraft and
like
Wizardry.
before,
I am
after
Albus
the
Dumbledore,
loading
your
screen, you have
headmaster.
like one
Now,
frame of
Hogwarts
movement,
is
and
full of
I had
secrets,
already
Harry.
backwards.
So search
I was
behind
already
every
holding
door,
backwards.
but keep in mind,
Because of that,
not
Harry
all
moved
secrets
backwards, and that
are
speeded up
rewarding.
the cutscene. So
Only
that
this
saved already
morning,
2
I
seconds.
took a
So
wrong
I
turn
haven't done
and stumbled
even a
upon
thing,
long
and I have
path
saved
of
already 2
frogs.
seconds.
But alas,
So,
when I returned,
that's a
he'd been replaced
that's a
by
really interesting thing.
nasty horde of fire crabs. Now, up the
I always
stairs
wonder
and
if Dumbledore
off to your lessons.
stands here
Don't be
all the
late.
time, just for every student doing this. Oh yeah, and here we are in the next cutscene.
Remember me?
This is one we haven't
My brother's
heard
Fred
of
and
him
George
in
from
the
the show
opening
room.
cutscene.
Follow me.
Well, I wasn't listening, but I know for sure that he wasn't in there because I've listened to this
Follow me,
cutscene
Harry.
way too often, and it's not that much fun. So
Hello, Harry. We can show
also,
you how to get around Hogwarts.
another different
As a freshman,
mechanic
you have
is
a lot to learn.
that I'm
Follow us to
having
the secret
2
exit.
inputs to walk
I'll see you
forward.
later in the Defense Against the
That's
Dark Arts
because
class. Good
if
luck,
I'm
Harry.
holding forwards while if I'm holding double forwards while moving forwards, the acceleration speed of Harry is faster than you would do
We're
it
going
with a
to teach you how to
single
climb.
input.
Climb
Like
to the bookcase and
it's
don't
not
stop.
speeding up
You
the
climb up.
total speed
Above the
because he has a
bookcase is
maximum
brightly
speed,
boxed every
but
frame
I'm
of
getting
it.
faster at that
Collect all
maximum
the
speed.
books you can find and meet us in the next room.
So now we are starting with actually the one, and we are learning to climb and jump. And what I'm actually trying to do the whole time when I'm in a climb here is getting in an insta
Well
climb.
done.
That way,
Now,
the
let's
climbing
jump.
animation is
Run
way
to the
faster
ledge,
than
then press the jump button to jump
you would
across.
do it
If you
normally.
fall down,
And
you can
it's
climb
always
back up and
faster
start
to
over.
jump into
Meet us in the
a
next
ledge
room.
climb.
We'll take the shortcut and meet
Because
you there.
that climbing animation... What was I doing? Okay. And here I tried to move around still in the cutscene, in the Peeves cutscene, but he hit me, and because of that I couldn't get out of the way and I was stopped for a moment, so that's why I couldn't reach the ledge there with the pink bean yet, which I tried to do. So this is Peeves, and I had, when I was young, really a lot of nightmares about him. And here I'm doing some weird movements, but yeah, I basically skipped the cutscene there. And I'm now collecting beans, because I need 25 beans. And now you think, how do you know that you need 25 beans? Well, that's actually told in the cutscene that we just skipped. Also, an interesting fact in this game is that...
Thanks.
Nice, I got it. Is that
We need
if
the
you
beans
get
for
into
some,
a ledge climb, well, you
experiments.
activate the cutscene.
Here's a wizard card for you. You've earned it.
Sorry, I had to listen for a moment. If you get into a ledge climb while you are in the cutscene, you are able to move around in the cutscene. I wanted Chocofog actually. And that way I can be already on top of the bookcase as soon as it opens. So this is our great rival, Malfoy.
And you do well to
And
show
we
him
need to
respect.
show him some respect.
fellow
Well, we are not going to
and
show
goal.
him a lot of
Naturally,
respect
we
because it's
Slytherins are going
Malfoy.
to win the House Cup and the Quidditch Cup.
And
better stay
I hope
out
we
of our
both win
way,
the House
Potter.
Cup and the Quidditch Cup
Let's
because
go,
we are
boys.
Gryffindors and we are the best, of course. Well, actually, Hufflepuff is the best. So with this movement, I skip a cutscene of Hermione saying, "Hi, I'm Hermione Granger. I met you, and here's the classroom that you need to be."
Today we'll learn.
But we skipped that, so that's already really good. It's sometimes really hard to skip it, so I'm really happy about it.
This is the symbol.
So Quill has some different lines, which is some RNG.
Make the
He can say, in this section, he can say, "Watch my wand," which is faster than... Okay, what was my mouse doing there? Okay, that was not supposed to happen.
That's not it.
I
Mr.
blame it on my mouse.
You can do this, Mr.
Like, you
Potter.
need to do these
Try.
spell drawings at least once. Okay, I'm taking this really slowly at this point because I don't want to fail it again. Woo, 55! Like, you only need to do the first one.
Good, Mr.
And
Potter.
after that, the game doesn't care if you fail it, then it's immediately moving on.
Go on, Mr. Potter.
But yeah, the lines of Quill are basically RNG. Like, he has some really long lines. He has one really terrible line,
That's
which
not it,
you get
Mr.
if you get
Potter.
above 80%. That's why I want to stay below 80% at all costs. Because then he starts talking about house cups and house points, and it's really awful.
Follow me, Mr. Potter.
But yeah, we are getting to our first challenge, which is Flipendo, and I can actually say it's one of the most solid
Hold down
levels
mouse
made.
The flipendo spell.
Like, we
Release the
don't have
button to
really major
cast the
skips
spell.
in this one.
Try it on that barrel.
And we have only one spell, so we can't do really much. But yeah, the biggest skip is... well, I'm now going to try to jump at the frame perfect. And I missed it. Like, in this game,
Cast your
it's possible
flipendo
to get
spell
a frame
at the switch on the
perfect
wall
jump,
to open
which is
the
called a super jump. Because of
flipendo affects all
Harry's
sorts of
really
things,
weird.
such as
Like,
this
you
cauldron.
get a little bit
Knock
of
it
a
over, Mr. Potter.
boost there, and when Harry's in the air, his speed actually doesn't stop at all. So if I jump above this part and just go to this part, I just skip at least one cutscene
Go on and collect your
of
chance. I'll meet you further on.
of a gate opening, and I also skip walking around to get to that switch, because where you see that challenge star, that's actually where I'm supposed to be at this point. And I just jumped straight over the part where I wanted to super jump, but that's fine. So here is Nearly Headless
Hello,
Nick.
Harry Potter.
He has a
I am
really
Nearly Headless Nick, the Gryffindor house guest.
difficult name.
Now, this
But
is a save
he's going to
game book.
explain about save books.
When you touch it,
And
your game
basically,
will
if
automatically
you
be saved.
grab a save book,
The game
you
will restart from this point if you faint.
yeah, you start from that point
You
if
can
you
also
die.
load a saved game from the main
Normally I
menu.
skip all the
Goodbye.
save books in Flipendo, but I will get at least one just because out of safety, because trust me, you don't want to do Flipendo twice. I've done it once doing a marathon and I was so not happy with that. Oh, we get actually good audio. Like once I got
Cast your Flipendo
really
spell on
weird
this
audio, which
block
sounded
to
like
knock it out
Russian
of the
Harry
way.
Potter. I have a really funny clip about that.
Flipendo!
So here I'm doing basically a jump against, yeah, how would you call it? Kinda a small place up, and that way you get a hyper jump, which makes you jump higher than you're actually supposed to be, which skips some climb animations. Well, here I'm doing some weird stuff because I'm setting here up a menu glitch. Because if I'm holding the slider and then jump down,
No!
nice, got that. Oh yeah, first I was holding the slider, and for some reason if you hold the slider with your mouse and then go out of the menu and then let go while you are back in the game, you're basically and then let go of the mouse button and go back into the menu and click, you get the options basically in your first pass menu. That's really useful because we are doing here a lot of brightness boosting, which is basically changing the brightness, and that way the engine of the game flushes itself, and that way, and when Harry is in a climb animation, well, the engine reflushes, you basically get a boost. So if we keep changing the brightness, we can get really high boost. Wow, I missed that. No, that means that the gnomes are coming with. Not too bad gnomes, but yeah, that brightness boosting, we are going to abuse that a lot in this game. Like it's in Harry Potter 2, the same glitch actually occurs. But it's less abused in this game compared to HP2. Like in that game, the brightness boosting makes the game really broken.
There was much talk about the break-in at Gringotts Wizard Bank.
So we've done the first
There was a good time to dwell
challenge,
on this,
and
since
we've
Harry
given
and
him,
his friends were
we
expected
have
at their
given
flying
Quill
lesson
our
at
first
Madam Peach.
first challenge stars, and we get some house points from it. To be honest, he's the only teacher that we're going to give our challenge stars to. But spoiler alert. Oh yeah, I'm already on the broom, but then I get off. Like for some reason, you can get on here, and also doing flying, the audio is kinda
Ready,
messed
Potter?
up.
On my whistle then.
So here I'm doing the flying challenge. This is basically a speedrun in a speedrun. It's actually faster to just do that. Like it's, if you're really good, it's like 30 seconds faster to do the flying challenge compared to letting the time running out. So yeah, and when you miss a ring, you're not happy. What just happened to me. And it's even more a shame that I missed it in the green ones, because the green ones aren't too hard. Like, you can miss a few in the orange ones, which happens from time to time. And yeah, these rings have some weird collision. Like, you don't need to go really through them. Like, Harry just needs to hit it and it's fine. Even though I missed that ring.
Let's try it with moving rings.
And yeah, I'm using the speed up button just to go faster. And basically, if you ever want to learn this game, it's basically, yeah, repeat this. Like, it's always the same, and you just get a muscle memory for it, especially when you miss rings like this. It's so much fun. So yeah, we are almost done with the flying section. Woo! 82 out of 82. That means a perfect score.
20 points for Gryffindor. From now on, you may practice flying at
It
any
would
time.
have been a shame if the
will
time
find
would
the
run
optional
out.
name
Like,
on
it never happened to me in a speedrun so far.
Time for your charms lesson now. Good day, Mr. Potter.
So yeah, we're going to charms lesson now, but first we need to learn a different spell, which is going to be very useful, and it's going to be learned by the girl that we skipped earlier, Hermione. And for some reason, Hermione's able to give us house points.
Don't get into any mischief.
And yeah, I don't know how it works, but I'm not going to question too much about it.
And make the same pattern. Then let go of the button.
Okay, let's see how my mouse is doing today. Okay, this feels fine. Like here, it's actually good to get more than 80. But I got only 71. Like, when you get above 80, you have a good chance that she gives you a really good line.
Professor Flitwick would give you 5
Like, basically, for most people
You're getting
who
the hang of this.
learn you spells, like the lines really matter.
I think you need to practice more on your own.
Yeah, I think I really need to practice more on my own. Thank you, Hermione.
Now you try using Alhambra. We still have a few minutes before the charms lesson. That door in front of you is magically locked. Cast Alhambra to open it.
So yeah, basically, we couldn't open the door without the spell.
2 secrets in this room.
No, just because for the memes, try the bookcase. Yeah, it's for most people who run Harry Potter. Try the bookcase is one of the most favorite lines that Hermione can say, and she always says it when you bump into her. So that's why I did that on purpose. So next up, we get a chance for a 45-second skip. But I missed it. Like, I basically needed a super jump there. And that way I could have gotten Hermione stuck by talking to her and then going into this class. And if you have 2 cutscenes playing at the same time, then you can also move Harry around. And you can walk to the trigger to the end of this spell slide. And that skips like 45 seconds because after this you get also a cutscene. Like basically after here I need to hit a Wingardium block, and if you hit that Wingardium block it resets the camera, and then you can actually see what you're supposed to do. And then you can with Harry, oh yeah, I need to click. I almost forgot to click. But yeah, if I would have put that Wingardium block already on the switch that I need to do pretty soon, then I would basically have had again 2 cutscenes playing at the same time, and all that speeding up of, well, doing so much in so many cutscenes, that saves like 45 seconds. Yeah, unfortunately, I missed it. Like, we are running this game now at 60 FPS. Before, we used to run this at 120 FPS, well, actually 106 FPS. And with that FPS, we would have gotten Hermione stuck on the stairs consistently, and that way we would just have yeah, gotten that skip basically. So yeah, here these gates, they have cutscenes, and we don't like cutscenes because we have already that many. So I'm just going to put this block on Harry's face, and it's going straight through the gate. That's because, well, I'm not sure why it works, but I'm pretty sure it works because the block needs to be placed somewhere, and it can't be placed inside Harry. So it's just trying to, yeah, it tries to find its way out somewhere, and yeah, the only way is to go through it to the gate. Hey, you saw that I did it on only one gate. This is because yeah, for some reason you can do it on one gate, but you can't do it anymore on the second gate. I don't know exactly why that works. If somebody knows, please tell me, because I really want to know. So yeah, and this is just some speeding up, because if I put this block here, then a cycle starts with this platform.
Well, this is a perfect time for some donations, right?
Yeah, great, yeah.
All right, we have €3.50 by the Loch Ness Monster saying, I need about $3.50. And then we have €5 from Cathil saying, hey Ras, so sad I couldn't join you. I really hope we can try the race again sometime in the future. Nonetheless, wish you the best of luck with Harry Potter 1.
Thank you, Kaito. And yeah, I guess we can do it next BSG probably, but we will talk about it later. So I just cast a spell there to skip a cutscene with wow, this audio. This is just a perfect example of this game. Like, this is just because this is such an old game. I need to focus in. Okay, nice, got that clip first try. Because basically there's here a Peeves fight. And yeah, Peeves is above me here. But I'm going to activate him anyway, because I'm going to abuse some damage from him.
Do you have 25 beans for us? We need the beans for some experiments.
Ah, damn it. If I would have gotten that letter in... If I would have gotten it a little bit earlier, I was trying to do a lot of cutscenes after each other. And that way I would have been able to just walk out of the doors just through every cutscene basically. But unfortunately I failed getting the ladder getting into that cutscene of the owl in time. So, like, that's... And we activate Peeves because he damaged us. That's why we can move around.
This is as far as you'll be going.
And then we just abuse the ladder, basically.
Oh, boo-hoo!
But, yeah, unfortunately I failed that. But it's not too bad, because the game actually wants me now to fight Malfoy, but yeah, I just jump over here and bye Malfoy! Like, normally there's a barrier, yeah, between you and the door, and you are actually able to jump through it, even though Peeves is not active, but now Peeves is active, you are actually, like, the barrier is just gone. I don't know why, probably because we are in two fights at the same time, and it still thinks that we are in the fight with Peeves. So that makes that jump way easier.
Time for another donation?
If you can wait up a little bit longer.
Sure.
Because we've seen brightness boosting already, but there's also another mechanic with the brightness, and which is damage boosting. But basically, if Harry gets damaged, then he flies up a little bit below, and if you then change the brightness, you boost up. I just wait for this snail to be in front of me. Why? Wow. These snails are not nice today. Yeah, if I... Okay. So, now I'm out of bounds. Like, I'm on invisible barriers here, and... oops. By the way, go ahead, Dex, with your...
Donation.
Yeah.
Yes. Alright, we have €5 from the tech crew saying, Rasschla, it's Leviosa, not Leviosa.
Oh yeah, it's Leviosa. My bad. I'm grabbing the save book because I'm doing here another brightness boost, damage boost. And I hope I will get it first try. But yeah, if you don't get it, then... Okay, got it, nice. Basically, you can get behind the plant and there's actually no way of getting out of there. And if you die, you need to do it all over again. And here there's normally a cutscene with Fred and George who want to sell you a card again. But as long as you stay on the stone path, you don't activate the whole cutscene actually. So we're learning already our fourth spell, Incendio. And this is Mrs. Sprout. She wasn't in the first movie, so they didn't actually know how to, how she needed to look like. And in case people are thinking really weird at this point, it's an onion. Okay, it's an onion. Don't think weird. Yeah, I see Plumber already laughing. It's an onion. Trust me.
Try to go a little bit quicker this time.
So yeah, what does Incendio do?
You're attempting, it's not Incendio.
Like that plant where we took damage from, yeah, we can finally attack those. Because you can do that with Incendio, you can stun them. And
now it's time for the
there are
Incendio
also
challenge.
other plants
Through
with,
the doors, Mr. Potter.
with
I'll watch you
spikes.
from the balcony.
And yeah, if you hit them, they basically die. So we are just going to kill some plants.
Those are spiky
And also
bushes.
something really
You may
interesting
cast
about
Incendio on them, but
Mrs.
step
Sprout,
back to
like
avoid
she
their
likes
needles.
plants, but she also likes gnomes really a lot. Like these little creatures. And I don't like those actually. And you would think, yeah, you can just walk past those three. Yeah, I could. But those doors wouldn't open except if I... Damn it.
Now collect the challenge stars to complete your lesson. Away you go.
What I was trying to do was another multitask by getting hit while activating the cutscene. But unfortunately it didn't work. My health is kinda low at this point, but when I grab the save book, I will get health of my 50% of my health. I will get it back, so that's really useful. So yeah, here they want you to walk around, but yeah, we can brightness boost, so we just go around it. And we also found some Duxies. And Duxies are really interesting creatures, as you could see. Because I can use spells now, even though I can't hit them. And I'm trying to hit the switch now. Well, hit the... Harry. No. This gnome is going to kill me. Wow. Did I grab the save book? I think I did. We are going to see if I grab the save book or not. What the? Wow. Why? Why? Like this. Oh. I'm going to die to gnomes. That never happened to me before. Okay, now we're doing it fine. Now we're doing it correctly, trust me. Like, I can hit the switch from here. Finally, see? And because of the gnomes, I can move around, and if I walk backwards here, the cutscene is going a little bit faster, which is useful. And the gnome wanted to follow me, but like normally you need to kill all the gnomes, and then a gate opens, and oh boy, that's a big plant. And then you need to do some Wingardium Leviosa. But
Leviosa.
I'm trying my best, okay? But yeah, that's kind of slow, so but we just do it this way. But yeah, that Doxy storage, I don't have it anymore. And now I'm going to try to... Of course, that one didn't hit. All my multitasks are not working today. I think they got patched. Even though this game is from 2000 when is it again? 2001? Even since then, EA still patches this. I tried to do a really long boost to get already above here, to get here in one let's climb, but unfortunately it didn't work. But that's actually the only trick that I ever found in this game. I spent so many years in this game, and all I found was this trick. So yeah, something interesting about these games is that... which button was it again? Is that if I reload the game, while I'm in the pause menu, I can the game starts running again. This is really useful for some of the boosts, because if the game just keeps running, I can just spam the brightness slider, and that makes some boosts just way easier. So here I'm just taking my time to close the doors, and then I just walk around here. At the end, trigger of that level is right there. So we did need to talk to Mrs. Sprout. So here there's a cutscene of Hagrid, and Hagrid likes to talk, but I just jump on the bush and skip a whole cutscene. And we get into another cutscene which we can't skip, because this one leads to the trigger. Well, actually you can skip it and walk all the way around it, and I'm not sure if you can hit the trigger or not, but it's really slow.
How about up a tree?
So,
think you can catch me?
You would maybe think this game didn't age that well. Well, it's also because I play it at this moment on the lowest settings. That's because that way I can get in and outside the pause menu really fast, and that makes boosting way better. So that was an interesting chase.
You damaged my broomstick.
Like basically, if you get in before the cave, you're doing normally. Then you have, of course, the terrible cave. And after the terrible cave, you have the Forest of Shame. And if you get there, you just know that you really messed up a lot. If you did that, yeah. I'm sorry to say it, but you didn't do a really good job.
Come here, Trevor. Come back.
So, we've done again some flying. It was faster than the first one. Like, that's actually the longest flying section in this whole game, if done correctly.
I'm Professor McGonagall.
Now, this is
Deputy
McGonagall,
Headmistress of Hogwarts,
and
head
we
of
meet her now
Gryffindor
for the
House.
very first time.
Although I do not approve of your chasing Malfoy about, I'll admit you
But
have
she thinks
remarkable
we are
talent on a
really
broomstick.
good on a broomstick.
Ordinarily,
Yeah, we have...
first-year students may not
What's
compete in
Quidditch?
Quidditch.
Ah,
In your
I've never heard
case,
of
we
quiz.
might overlook that rule.
Time for a donation.
Gryffindor's first Quidditch
hold
match
up,
of the year
you
is
get,
later this afternoon against a formidable Slytherin team.
You know,
See you then.
you will get soon time for a donation.
All right.
Yeah, like we have so much cutscenes, so you will have plenty of time coming up
Well,
pretty soon.
it's kind of an important question towards you, though.
Okay. Well, first I want to say a little bit about this level. It's a beautiful outside level called Force Edge, where you learn to use your skills in the outside. But unfortunately, we skip basically 99% of this level. Like, you need to walk around, but because of boosting, we can just go all the way around. And yeah, it's a really short level. Go ahead with your donation.
All right. We have €9.05 from Xu Shinra saying, why does he keep saying Nintendo?
Because
By the way, congratulations on making
Nintendo,
the Quidditch team. Word travels fast around Hogwarts.
he talked to the voice actor of Harry Potter, and he was like, "Could you give us some
Welcome to my home, Harry. It's small.
yeah, some
but still roomy
free
when you're covered under the stairs,
advertisement?"
eh?
And he was like, "Yeah, sure.
Now
I
I
make
can
up a
show you what I
spell,
wanted to talk to you
Nintendo,
about.
but I will make it sound like Nintendo." So
It's
yeah.
a dragon's egg, Harry.
that's
It's our
basically
secret
why
magic.
Harry's screaming
The egg is in a very delicate
Nintendo all the
stage.
time.
I can't leave it here
So,
alone, but I need some
Hagrid
fire
needs some
seeds
fire
to give it that
seeds
last
at
burst
this
of heat
point.
to make it hatch.
But Hagrid is a big
Can you
liar
fetch me some fire
because
seeds? I
he
grow them
doesn't
in
need
caves out in the garden.
any fire seeds, and
I
I'm
need
going
you
to
to collect
prove
as
that.
many
Like,
fire seeds
again,
as you
this
can
is a
find.
big outside
Careful,
level
they're
to
spitting fire and the
use
seeds
your
are hot.
magic
Let
in
'em
the
cool
outside
down before
world,
you pick 'em up.
but
Off you go
yeah,
then.
we skip it basically. But because first we need to get out of there, and then luckily here is Benny, the pixie, and Benny he makes sure that we get damage, and with that brightness damage boosting, we can get on top of here. I'm waiting for Benny to attack again because otherwise he's going to be annoying way later. And then we can walk back to here, to the trigger of the
Great
end
work, Harry.
of
You've
this
collected
level
all the
already.
fire
And
seeds
we have
I
done
need.
basically nothing of
Come
the
on
level.
inside, Harry.
But
Wipe your thing.
yeah, the game doesn't know what to do at this point. Like, normally you're supposed to go around and you get warped to this point where they put Hagrid back in. But Hagrid is not here yet because we haven't been warped back here. So the game is now 2 minutes going to look for Hagrid, and while we are looking at the beautiful pig, maybe the host can tell us a few things.
All right. First of all, it's Leviosa and not Leviosa. But besides that, we are obviously raising money for the Dutch Cancer Society, which is a nationwide organization committed to fight cancer while aiming for more cure and a higher quality of life for those already battling the disease. 95% of your donations will go to the Dutch Cancer Society. The other 5% will help improve BSG. Do I have more time?
Yeah, you have way more time.
All right. You are currently watching the Benelux Speedrunner Gathering. We organize monthly gatherings in the Benelux for speedrunners. We are streaming live from Alphen aan den Rijn in the Netherlands. We also want to thank ESA for supporting the event and for allowing us to stream on their channel. And you can consider using your free monthly Twitch Prime subscription right here on the ESA channel. You will get access to both the ESA and the BSG emotes, and you get to support both the events.
Thank you, Textera. And yeah, at this point we're still waiting for Hagrid. I think the game almost found him. The pig is looking that way. Oh, it's exciting. Like, you will see Hagrid really shortly. And the reason why I killed the pixie earlier is because if the pixie comes to you, you can move around, but it can also kill you. And then you need to wait another 2 minutes. And also the beginning cutscene. So just to make safe, I always kill that pixie. Wait, it's a doxy. Why do I call it a pixie?
I'll call him Norbert. He's a Norwegian ridgeback, you know. Up you come, my beauty.
And yeah, I walked backwards into that
Thanks, Harry. Here,
cutscene
take this flute. It can be used to help some.
because of yeah, faster cutscene. Like it's,
You
I'm not
best get
sure
ready
how
for
much
Quidditch
it saves.
now. Should be an exciting game.
And
Slytherin's
actually
a tough
the
team, but you'll show
the end
'em, eh?
trigger of this whole level
We better give
exists
Norbert his first
in this
feed
hut.
soon.
And basically, if you look at the triggers, well, you are in the cutscene. You can see that Harry just walks barely past that trigger when going outside for the first time. And there is, yeah, there's not really proof of it. Like it has done once in a race by a runner called Rasschla. But he didn't record his stream and he didn't have the setting on that the stream would be saved by Twitch. So we don't have any proof about it, except for the people who watched his stream. I didn't watch his stream because I was in that race as well. But if we ever find that, then we are really happy because it will save so much time. Like it would save at least 2 minutes. Oh yeah, and now we're going to play Quidditch. You know, Quidditch, it can be a really long game and it waits until yeah, one of the seekers has caught the snitch. And yeah, Lee Jordan, he has some trouble with saying lines. And that was Quidditch. Yeah, it's basically what Quidditch is watching some long cutscenes, and then you play for 10 seconds, and then you get another cutscene. Like, cutscene skips in this game would be so beneficial because, yeah, like this takes, I guess this run would take probably, hopefully around 1 hour and 20 minutes. But it would take so much less if...
Congratulations again for winning the Quidditch match against Slytherin.
If you could just skip the cutscenes.
Something is troubling me, Harry. Ron and I heard strange
So
noises
now we are
outside
going
the
to
corridor.
follow
Go
Hermione.
out to the 3rd floor and have a look.
And I really want you to pay attention to Hermione because we follow her, and she's gone. Like, I walked a little bit backwards again on the first frames before the cutscene started, and at that point you speed up the cutscene so you're faster out of it. So normally you're not supposed to be that close to Hermione, and she just goes away. And this guy is a legend.
Please stop that.
Thank you. I always enjoy, like, it isn't really a good one if you haven't talked to that guy. So this is the one, people. This is really the one. So next up we get to meet another teacher. Well, at least I hope we are not going to meet him, because I'm going to try to skip him with, like, here to the right there is a cutscene trigger. But if I just clip up there correctly, I never get this doing marathon runs, by the way, so bear with me. This was... come on. Thank you. Okay, see. There I clipped up, and then I can just walk around the trigger. And here they want me to learn the last spell of the game, which is Lumos. But Yeah, Harry is kind of smart. No. That's not smart, Harry. So I'm just... trying to clip up here. And trust me, this is still faster than... Wow. See, there you go. And we skipped basically the whole class. And we walk here to the end trigger. We can actually also do this in Flipendo. But the end trigger of Flipendo is behind the door. And we have no way to clip through that door. So if you find a way to clip through doors, you are really a hero. I'm not going to do it. I'm too lazy.
Hold
so yeah, this is the Lumos challenge, and yeah, Lumos.
Let go of the you may practice on that.
Lumos, that's the spell of light. Light. What's more with light?
That's
I believe it's
bright,
brightness.
Now
Yeah, even he says how bright it
the
looks.
chasm and collect your challenge stars.
I guess we can do some things with brightness boosting in this level. Basically, we can abuse a lot because you get a lot of platforms here. Because Lumos gives you basically, yeah, really bright platforms, and with a good timed let's climb, we can get good climb animations, and that way we can boost up on certain areas where the game doesn't want us to be. Like here's the first one, and if you can see, I jump into it, but I also jump to the left. And for some reason, if you jump into a let's climb and go to the left, Harry stays in the climb animation, even though he isn't aiming for the platform. And yeah, that way we can point Harry into a direction that we want, because otherwise some boosts wouldn't work, or some other boosts would be way more difficult because of it. So yeah, we have at this point 8 challenge stars, but we are not going to give them to Cruel because he has had already some challenge stars. So yeah, this spell, our host can really tell it correctly. But yeah, like it isn't used much before this, and so they were like, yeah, let's just put it somewhere random in Lumos, and yeah, we won't see it for a while. So yeah, there I abused, like that was really one of the platforms where I needed that weird climb animation. And basically I just also skipped peeves. Like when you saw the challenge star, if you pick up the challenge star and like really walk into it, you activate a trigger for a peeves fight. And there we got a super jump, woo! That saved 1 second. But yeah, here we are at the end of Lumos, and like I'm really happy. Normally you're supposed to go around with a Lumos platform to get to that point, but that platform actually starts just before Quirl.
Next is our potions lesson. And it looks like
And
we're already late.
I also use Doxy storage, because if you have a Doxy activated, you can use spells everywhere that you like, and that way that spell gets the extended of Harry. So with that Lumos spell, I hit the end trigger of Lumos, and that way I skipped the cutscene of Squirrel giving us house points, and we are just straight at the end. So this is Snape. We skipped a cutscene with him before, and he looks, yeah,
ingredients from...
Like, I can see that he's really angry at us at this point.
Go to the dungeons and fetch the potion ingredients for the class.
But yeah, we need to go to the dungeons because Snape isn't too happy about us.
Be quick about it, or I shall deduct house points from Gryffindor.
Oh, this audio.
Don't come back without the ingredients.
Yeah, here a small hyper jump to get over the pot, like it doesn't burn Harry's feet at all. It's pretty safe to do such a thing.
Where am I? I wonder if Snape tricked
I wonder if Snape tricked me. Oh, actually, we start with a little puzzle. Well, it's actually supposed to be a puzzle, but yeah, brightness boosting destroyed that. And this was actually one of the scary parts before, because you saw that small block there before. Well, that block was known to get stuck, and that was basically a soft lock. So we had this runner Turf King, who had also always this person in his chat, who always came into his chat during this level. He always said, TK, please don't soft lock in potions. And always when he said that, he soft locked in potions because the block got stuck. So this switch is sometimes really annoying to hit. Thank you for jumping, Harry. So these are the dark dungeons. As you can see, everything is really dark. But yeah, as long as you can jump, and good thing that we know the spells to get around here. Otherwise, we would have gotten so much trouble. So, hey, a challenge star. Is this a challenge? Maybe we have 11 challenge stars.
Oh no.
We are going to give them all to Snape. So this was the Bloody Baron, great fight, yeah. And these gnomes, they are not activated yet, but you actually want to hit them before they start moving around. Because as soon as they start moving around, it's awful. But if you just hit the first two before you activate them, then there's not much about it. So this is a puzzle that we're actually forced to do. Well, we could also do a gate clip here again, but this one is way harder than the one we did in Wingardium Leviosa. And I'm holding forward right now, which is really important because of not holding forward. These platforms are not going to move up and down, which is useful because I need to get I need to fall to my death. Because if they don't go up and down, I can, like, they stay stable like this, and that's really useful. And this is actually the hardest boost in the game. So as you can see, I need to go up and then move around. It's not the easiest to do, and I just hope that we are going to get it this time. Okay. Harry! Fun. Like, this is most of the time my run killer. Like, I know when I get past this, then it only gets worse. Okay. Nice, got it. And now take this jump and just get walking around. Oh yeah, there we see one of the potion ingredients to Snape. You know what? We just give it... I guess he will be fine with having those 11 challenge stars, and we just don't give him that one potion ingredient. He wouldn't be angry with us, right? So here's again the Bloody Baron. Hi, Bloody Baron. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfectly timed so that I can get really close to here and save like 3 seconds. That's why I counted, because the timing is really important. And for some reason these Lumos Gargoyles don't give us a cutscene. Like all the other Lumos Gargoyles, I'm not going to skip that. Let's grab. Are giving us cutscenes except those two. So there's again the Bloody Baron, and that was the Bloody Baron. Really scary. So yeah, I just stand on the block and I move around and I fight the... Ooh, nice! Nice. That was really a nice super jump. I almost never get that. And there's Snape, and he... Yeah, I can't really see. Is he angry with us? Oh, we are lazy.
3 points from Gryffindor should teach you a lesson. I see you've collected a few challenge stars.
We are on a
I'm
good
afraid they have
schedule.
no value in my classroom.
It could have been worse.
Potter. The other students are off to the Halloween
So
feast.
it's already Halloween.
Join
like
them.
it's going so fast. Like for some reason, some storyline. Like oh, hi Ron.
Harry, a huge troll is on the rampage.
Oh boy,
It's
a
cornered
huge
Hermione in
troll
the
is
dark
on the
toilet.
rampage.
She needs our help. We must try to rescue her straight away.
Yeah, we are going to rescue her. Sure, because Hermione's stuck with the troll. Oh yeah, and Ron walks really weird. Like, if I was kind of slow here, you would see that Ron would walk just straight into walls, because he has a set pattern, and because we move faster than the game wants us to,
Harry, what's that smell?
then yeah, the AI doesn't know what to do. So, wasn't Hermione stuck in the toilet with a troll? So here we get a little bit of an auto-scroller with the troll, which is following us while we are collecting beans. And actually these beans are kind of interesting, because they are actually telling you something. Blue means do nothing. Green means be on your path because you need to jump soon. And pink means you need to jump right now. See, there's pink again and we jump. There's pink again and we jump. So I tried, for the first time, I jumped on the stairs because I wanted a super jump. That saves like 5 seconds. For the second one, I didn't do that because we are running this at 60 FPS, and yeah, you basically fall into one of the pits and you're really not going to enjoy falling into pits. Because that means that you need to do everything again. So we are in some bathroom and we just lock in there. Sure. That was Hermione. Oh boy.
The troll is enormous.
The troll is enormous, yeah. So I'm better at Wingardium, Ron. So let me do Wingardium and you stop the troll.
Wingardium Leviosa.
Okay, Ron is doing the stuff. He's kind of slow. And if you really look at Hermione, it really looks like she's giving all the stuff to the troll. Good thing that we hit all those stuff before the troll can actually hit us. Basically, this fight is almost an auto-scroller, but you can lose time on it. Because it's really important that one doesn't get hit. Because if one gets hit, the club gets set back to a certain point. And that loses like 5 or 10 seconds every time that one gets hit. So, and one can't die. We can die, but one can't die. But it really takes just forever. But yeah, the troll is throwing faster and we are doing some really good smashing. And some more Flipenders for you guys. I mean, Nintendos for you guys.
Thanks for saving me. Is he dead?
I think he's just been knocked out.
He's
Come
knocked
on,
out.
let's get out of here.
Ah, not sub 1 starting fields.
Exhausted
Unfortunate.
from their encounter with the troll, Harry, Ron, and Hermione return to the Gryffindor.
So this is
common
basically the same cutscene that you get
Harry suspected that someone had
after
released the troll
Flipendo.
to distract everyone.
Basically, it's the same setting and they are almost saying the same. But this time we are going to fly again. But this time it's Quidditch. Well, this game is going to be harder, right? Because this is versus Ravenclaw, which I know is K.A.Tail's favorite house. Mine is actually Hufflepuff. And really good lines from Lee Jordan. So let's see how fast we can actually do this. I can't see the snake. And another Quidditch. Quidditch is, yeah. Not...
Thank you.
I've practiced many years just to show off my Quidditch skills to you guys. But yeah,
Harry, Ron, and Hermione.
it's actually a shame to say that this is the best flying in all of the 7 Harry Potter games. Well, no, there are 8 Harry Potter games for the PC. It's even better than Quidditch World Cup. Don't tell Indy, please, because he's really a fan of Quidditch World Cup. I'm a fan of Quidditch World Cup because I've beaten him during last annual.
Your father left this in my possession, Harry read. Use it well.
So yeah,
Merry Christmas to you.
now we get a different mechanic, which is the invisibility cloak.
Harry tried on the cloak, while Ron and Hermione
And
got
yeah, we can still see Harry,
Be careful,
but
Harry.
Filch can't see Harry,
You can't stay invisible.
which is really good because we are going to manipulate Filch a few
With Norbert safely bundled up,
Harry
set off for the
times to
tallest
just
tower.
get faster
He hoped
past
that the
him.
cloak would
Like
conceal him
when
from
you were a
Filch and
child
his
and
cat.
playing this, I can
Listen,
imagine
Universe.
you were kind of scared for this part. Now you are a speedrunner, you are even more scared of this part. Trust me, like most runs die on fails.
What's going on? Who was that?
Time for a quick donation?
Sure, go ahead.
All right, we have €5 from Duchess Nicole saying, "So Dutch, keep it up."
No Dutch, keep it up. Fortunately, I keep saying, talking in English, but good thing that she actually talked about Dutch, because the Dutch field is actually really amazing. That voice actor, that's really a 10 out of 10. Like, it's even my gold split sounds like. It's really something. So yeah, what's really important here to know is that Filch can hear you on the wooden floor, but he can't hear you on the carpet. So I abused it there so that Filch would walk towards me until I got to the carpet where he would stop and I could keep walking. This should be fine.
Well, how can I get up there?
Come out, wherever you
Good thing that I read the save book. Like my position was just not good. Because I'm really close to field, so I just want to kinda hug this wall.
Now,
So this
how
one
can I
should
get
work
up there?
correctly.
Where is he?
See? And I just walked past Filch, who couldn't see me at all. Intruder! I love Filch so much. Like it's so much fun to do the Filch part.
Who was that?
Someone's got past me.
Yeah, I got past you before. So, now he's walking back to this door, but we were way back, so he couldn't catch us. And now we need to be actually kind of fast, because we are going to open a gate, and Fields also wants to go to that gate. But if we are fast enough, Fields gets stuck there at the bookcase, and that way we can just walk already in there before we need to wait for Fields to keep walking. See, there was Fields. Hi, Fields. So yeah, that was the scary part of Fields part 1, basically. So yeah, Lumos and Fields doesn't know. Because he doesn't see all the shiniers. And yeah, we want to see Fields again in this level. Because we are just going to abuse brightness boosting here to get to this Lumos gargoyle. Because that activates actually a platform over there. Like, normally you're supposed to hit some Lumos and a Flipendo switch, but yeah, that's slow. So we just skipped that whole part to just go straight to this part. There's a really tough jump there, which is the kick jump. Because you can make that jump actually from between those big platforms, but it's kind of scary, so nice. And we are at the end. So this was sneak part 1, but we brought just Norbert to Ron's brother Charlie, just like in the books. It wasn't in the movies, so the game is better than the movies.
Charlie
I've just said that.
To collect the dragon from the tower and return him to Romania.
So now we need to go back down, but Fields has a little bit of help because.
Well, we are in trouble now.
I was not close enough to the edge, and I was too far. Can I please do this? Man, this bar is fake, and Mrs. Norris, hi. You can, like, you can do Incendio on Mrs. Norris. Like, for some reason, the game makers were like, yeah, we want every spell whispered in this game.
Mrs. Norris, you keep
and, but yeah, they didn't put any plans in these two sections. The only sections where
me now, you rotten little gutter
where Harry would whisper. I'm actually going to take this a little bit more safe by activating Fields and let him walk around me.
And when I do, you
like that's just because of safety reasons, because I don't want
intruder.
And I tried to walk backwards into that cutscene because that speed ups that cutscene a little bit, but yeah, it didn't work. So now we're going to do Nick skip. Because if you know this game, you know you get a big path with nearly headless Nick. Yeah, you would almost forget him. But we can skip him basically. And like you would now think, could I jump onto that bookcase? Actually, you can't. Like the makers made sure that it was just a little bit higher. I took a little bit of time, but there's also a lantern next to it, and we jump actually half into that lantern, which boosts us up a little bit higher, which makes us able to grab actually the bookcase, and which skips a big part of Nick. So if you really like Nick, I'm sorry, but he was there at the end.
Stared hungrily back as though hoping to
and we get some storyline.
And reach them. He was startled when a voice sounded behind him. Harry turned slowly about.
Oh, there's Dumbledore.
Like hundreds before you, have discovered the delights of the Mirror of Erised.
The Mirror of Erised.
He went on to explain that the mirror showed
so much
nothing less than the deepest.
Like, I wonder if this mirror is going to help us
knowledge nor truth.
Somewhere late in the game, even though
will be moved to a new home shortly.
We're kind of close to done. Well, kind of close. We still have at least 10 minutes to go.
Who will be prepared? But prepared for what? Thought Harry.
Are we going to see this mirror again? I wonder. So, as a child, I was really happy when I saw this cutscene because it really looks like you don't have to worry about Mrs. Norris anymore. Well, unfortunately, she's going to be in the last section with Phil. So, for people who love cats, you will see her. For people who don't like Mrs. Norris, I'm sorry, you will see her. So this is actually the only Alamora with, well, this looks really like a path that Fred and George would take. And this is the only path that you take. So, yeah. And I grabbed that safe book out of safety because we get this section. Hey, Mrs. Norris, weren't you in the library? This isn't the library anymore. I don't see any books. So, Mrs. Norris is kind of interesting in this part. Because Mrs. Norris has some RNG. Because she likes to stop whenever she wants. And that means that she can be... Can I please? Oh, boy. This is going to be interesting for cycles of fields. Because I have no clue where fields is at this point. Are you here? This is scary. Okay, he wasn't behind me, so that's a good thing. Like, I was just okay, that actually means that I will have good cat RNG because I messed up the cycles that much. So, after this block, I'm going to try to perform a multitask, but I need to be really careful because if I walk too far, then I will be grabbed by Mrs. Norris. But this looks fine. I got the multitask because, as you can see, Fields was already there, and we haven't seen a cutscene of Fields running there. Like, as you can see, you see Harry's health bar, because I can move Harry around right now. And Mrs. Norris didn't caught me, so I'm really happy that I got that multitask. And meow, that was the end of Mrs. Norris. We won't see her again, luckily. So here they are, Fred and George, and they want me to sell another wizard card, but I don't have time for that. So I just walk just straight around them, and that basically just skips the trigger for some reason. I don't know why, but and that was the sneak part. And but we're now going to the Forbidden Corridor because yeah, we have missed a lot of storyline. But for some reason, they were looking for the Philosopher's Stone, and
anyone immortal. No wonder
yeah.
someone's trying to get it. Anyone would want it, said Harry. Hermione suspected.
So this is basically all the storyline of the whole game in one cutscene, and we're going basically straight to the end. So we are going to stop a really, really bad guy from stealing the Philosopher's Stone. Yeah, Snape. Snape is really suspicious. Like, he took house points from us. So I really want to stop Snape. Like, I really don't like Snape that much.
Tonight's the night. Let's go.
So tonight is the night, apparently, because for some reason Hermione knows that Dumbledore is to the Ministry of Magic in London.
What about Filch? He's always watching the Forbidden Corridor.
We'll just have to take our chances then.
I would have wondered what they would have done if Filch would have been in front of the Forbidden Corridor.
It looks like Filch is someone
Like,
else
would
tonight.
they have done some dancing act to distract Filch and then sneak past him?
Come on, let's go.
So yeah, we're going to the Forbidden Corridor because something growled against us here. So I want here full health because that's going to be useful
This way, Harry.
in the boss fight in the end, not in this fight. So I'm kind of scared of Fluffy, so I'm just going to walk backwards.
I think this is where the growling has
Oh,
been coming
of course
from.
I did this because this is like 5 seconds faster, and as you can actually see some,
But we've got to stop
can
Snape.
see the cutscene will still
Go on,
play
Harry. We're right
when I
behind
have
you.
already control of Harry. And Fluffy is also RNG, like he has 3 heads. One goes slow to sleep, one goes middle, and one goes really fast.
I'll try the flute. That might put Fluffy
That's-
to sleep for a while.
That's a slow one. I'm not yeah, this is the slowest one. No, don't bite me. I take that bite. And that was Fluffy. Really, really scary fight.
You want to go first,
I'm not too
Hermione?
happy that I took
No, I
some
don't.
damage, but
Right. See you in a minute.
it's
I hope.
yeah.
It's okay.
I did.
It's a
I was
soft
too
landing.
scared
You can jump.
that the slowest head would wake up again if I wouldn't
Come
have
on,
taken
Harry.
that hit. I'm not too sure about it, but yeah. So we are now going to fight a plant because you would almost forget that we learned the spell Incendio.
I know what this is.
So
It's
we
a
are going to
devil's
use it
snare.
again here.
Next time I'm going to pay more attention in herbology.
Help! It's a devil's
Apparently
snare.
it's a devil's snare.
Try not to get too close to those tentacles.
Incendio. Incendio.
So this is just spamming Incendio. Okay, Hermione's down. And then
Incendio. Incendio. Incendio.
so this cutscene is really special because they
Thanks,
say
Harry.
Harry in every
That was
line.
close, Harry.
This way, Harry.
Like they say 3 lines and they say Harry 3 times. I don't know why. Why do they do that? So now we are going to catch the key.
Time to put your Quidditch skills to practice.
Yeah, we are really good in Quidditch.
Good luck, Harry. Good luck.
Thanks Hermione for saying that twice. So yeah, now we're just flying in the opposite direction of the key and we're behind the key. He will turn around, and now he's going to do, come on, get into my head, thank you. And this is completely normal.
Well done, Harry. Let's see where this leads.
And how do they open the door when Harry is still far above them? But yeah, never question a game. So next up we are going to play some chess. And I'm going to try 3 times to skip a cutscene. But I haven't practiced it lately.
Ron's gone through to play.
So we are going to see how it's going to work. But I place my bets on that I won't get it. So maybe with that logic I will get it? Nope. You know what, we just play the cutscene. Like basically I tried to clip onto that pillar and get onto that pillar and then walk on invisible walls and yeah, just walk above
Harry, you have to be careful and
the
avoid
trigger
the pieces.
of this
They all
cutscene
move
and
one square at a
move
time.
onto
You'll have to
the
make the pieces fight
chessboard.
each other
But
in order to get
yeah,
across safely.
it saves
Walk onto the board,
roughly
Harry, to
20
start the
seconds
game. Do be careful.
if you get it first try. So yeah, this chess game, it's a little bit different than other chess games. Because you basically need to make sure that the 2 pieces are fighting each other. And then just destroy each other and when you've defeated them all, you win. Woo. So this is really hard. Like they're moving towards me and if I now walk this way, they will move to the same spot and they will fight and we're done with chess. Woo. Really hard.
Come on, let's go.
So we just leave one behind. Who does it really matter? Yeah, whatever. I will grab that safe book. Because next up we have a puzzle with some potions and like it's where is the ball under the cups? But yeah, we don't want to play that, so we just do this little wall walk. I'm actually here going to the right because I want full health. So. And we skipped basically that mini game. Here we skip a cutscene. I'm grabbing this save book out of safety, and then we are going to confront the most evil teacher of all time. It's of course Professor Snape. You're not Snape. You gave me house points.
I wondered whether I'd be meeting you here, Potter. I suppose you were expecting someone else. Well, it's me, scared, stuttering Professor Quirrell.
What a plot twist. Who would have guessed?
Remain among the living.
So yeah, because of brightness boosting, I okay, now I'm going to, like, I actually want to stand here. Yeah. So I skipped here a cut. Well, I'm here. Attack me. Okay. So, oh no, don't. Good thing that I got the safe book, because that was actually the hardest part, getting over Quirrell. going to reset that. I really want to show this off. Come on, Crow. Why do I... Okay, I'm going to try it one more time, and after that I'm just going into the fights. Because I'm trying to skip that cutscene that you just saw and going straight to the end fight. Quill! Come on. Okay, got it. And basically the trigger for that last fight is right here. But I'm on kinda low health, so I need to play this a little bit more safely than I would do. But yeah, I basically skipped 2 cutscenes here. But yeah, you can manipulate Voldemort by just doing the exact movements as I'm doing here, and you will get basically the same result. This was basically why I wanted full health. Because then I would have been able to take a little bit more damage.
How much does that cutscene skip save?
I believe it's saved like 45 seconds.
Okay.
But I haven't... But yeah, as you can see, I can manipulate Voldemort every time to be in front of the mirror and hit himself.
Hand over the stone.
Oh yeah, time is coming up, by the way. He takes 1 more hit. So I need to do that, unfortunately, here. I can move him around a little bit. Time! Right? Time! Well, that was Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, any percent. 126 with all the unlucky stuff that happened. Not a bad one, knowing that I prepared actually for a different one, but yeah, I'm happy that I was able to showcase actually everything that I wanted to showcase. And we end with
the whole school
one more cutscene with slides, because there's still a lot, but really a lot of storyline. But I think for the storyline, better read the books. I want to throw it back to the host.
Nevertheless, Harry, if our battles do no more than slow Voldemort's return...
Alright, thank you Rasschla for that Harry Potter run. Unfortunately, we hit the last run of the day. We will be heading on to sleep percent until tomorrow, when we will be back at 12:30 with Fallout 3 Glitchless by Macerdon. So stay tuned, guys. We're gonna fire up one more ad and then we'll be breaking the stream. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you for watching. See you there.